Well, IPSO was started, I think we're in a 9th season. Yeah, 9 years ago. And what it was, myself and other scouts that I know, we've been scouting for a long time. You know, I've been doing it 23 years. So 9 years ago, what are you talking, 14 years I've been doing scouting. I've been lucky enough to always be at the highest level with the Premier League and international football. But I have gone across the leagues, obviously, because that's what you do as a scout. And what we noted when we were doing a job, because we're very passionate people about it, everybody's passionate about what they do, or they should be, yeah. And we're scouting one day and we're starting to look around and we noticed that coaches get coaching badges, yeah, and we noted that there was no scouting badges. And then we'd see some scouts, and I remember my mentor saying to me, he was a top scout, and he said to me, when you're out scouting, you're going to meet some good scouts, you're going to meet some bad scouts. You know, it's like a good player, a bad player, a good manager. Wherever you work, there's good and bad in everyone. And he said, I don't want you to learn from the bad scouts, because you pick up bad habits and you end up being a poor scout, really, not doing your job properly. And he used to point out people to me, listen to him, don't listen to him. And then when I looked at these people who were scouting, out of 10 people, there would be 3 that was really good, and the other 7 he'd tell me not to listen to, because they were playing at it, you know. And we're not trying to be derogatory towards anybody being a scout or anything like that. We're trying to say there's different levels of scouting. And I took on board that. And then when, after 14 years of doing it, when I'm seeing people just jump on the bandwagon, I want to be a scout, an ex-player, or a coach with a license, you know, a pro license qualification. Oh, scouting's easy. Anybody can do scouting. Well, it's not easy if you do it properly. It's easy if you don't do it right. You know, anybody can pick up a bag of balls and some cones with no coaching qualifications and have 20 kids on a pitch and say, right, here we go, I'm going to put these balls down, I'm going to put these cones down, and let's run around the pitch, and you have to do this, you have to do this. And that's coaching. It might not be very good, but it's coaching. And the coaches will go, well, he shouldn't be able to do that, he's no qualification. Well, it's the same with scouting. Why should you be allowed to go scouting if you're not qualified? I started thinking about this, and then it just progressed from there. I got in with the guy from Poland, and Kamil Potrikas was his name, and we come up with a name, international, because he's Polish, I'm English, and obviously we're international professional scouting and organizing. And it just kind of, we like the way it rhymed, IPSO, it's good. We put the football, as you can see in the back, it's a good badge, and we just thought, we got something here. Do is design good products for people who want to learn the job properly. We make sure that our tutors minimum of 15 years as a scout at the highest level, not an academy scout. I'm not being disrespectful to academy scouts. Academy scouts are good, but not somebody who's just passed a 2-year qualification and then just still actually learning. You want people with depth, people with substance, and people with a lot of experience. So we make sure that all our scouts and all our tutors are really high-end with their experience, because you go on any course, forget scouting, you go on anything, you want to listen to specialists, not people who just started off and just people who passed a course. And that's the way it's gone, because there's a lot of people after 9 years copying the way we do it now. Yeah. And that's the way it's gone. And we knew that would happen. All we've got to do is make sure we're more professional, more content, and the content's pretty accurate. And I think we've succeeded on that, because like we're the only education program in scouting and analysis that's with 7 FA football associations around the world. So people understand quality. It's important because the game's changing all the time. We did some workshops 18 months ago on position specific. And then all of a sudden, centre backs can now go in the box, where they couldn't go 18 months ago, they couldn't go in the box. So all of a sudden, those guys who were trained as scouts now have to be updated, because things are evolving, things change in the game. And there's so much going on in football, and everybody knows this. You've got to keep up with the Joneses. And it's the same with us. When you look at our courses are completely different now what they were 9 years ago. To be honest, they're completely different now what they were 2 years ago, because we evolve, we change things. you know, and a big learning curve for people. And this is what we get. This is only feedback from students, is we get the message across. You can have the best scout in the world, you know, teaching, but if he's not getting the point across, if he's not educating the people, and it's about delivery, yeah, and if they're not getting that learning curve, that learning point, then there's no point coming on the course or the workshop. And we make sure we zoom in on those areas, because that's what makes us stand out from the crowd, sort of thing. And again, that's not us saying that. That would be arrogant. That's what students are saying. And students don't lie. If you go look at the testimonials on a website, you know, they explain. They've been on lots of other people's courses and workshops, blah, 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 blah. But ours seems to stand the test of time and stands right up there. Well, I did a lot of research. I did a lot of, as you do, because that's what scouts do. They do the detective, did a lot of research, and I like the transparency. I like the openness. I liked how quickly answer calls. And I spoke to a couple of other providers, but when I asked them questions, they were bland in their answers. When I asked you guys, you weren't, and you were like us, bang, on the money, boom, boom, boom. And that caught my eye. So you're a good scout, if you know what I'm trying to say. You're coming across well. And that's why we went for it. And just for a bit of a comical side, when I saw the badge being gold, it matches ours. So it would have looked really good on our certificates as well. That's just an added bonus. Yes, definitely. Definitely, because your professionalism, because like I said, I'm a professional scout. And a lot in scouting is research. You come across, and that's what we did with you. And you were the top of the tree for us, and we didn't mess about. It's impacted us very good. A lot of people get in touch with us more now, yeah, because in the early days we were using the YMCA awards, and we just had a few of our courses done by them. And then we wanted, because we're growing as a company, you know, football's evolving, so we're getting more workshop, more courses. And as you've seen, we've done, I think it's 18 we've got accredited by you. So we wanted to make sure we covered them all, you know, for a reasonable price. And your prices were fantastic as well. You know, they're not stupid prices, really, really good. So realistically, I'm not kind of kiss your backside here, I'm being honest. You were good. You were spot on. So it was great for us.